I think 2024 was a great year for us. As you mentioned, revenue grew 30%. That was really driven by customer numbers growing by about the same number, about 30%. So more and more of our customers are finding us and really liking the borrowings and savings alternatives that we give. And that's what has really driven the business momentum. And given where the macroeconomy is today, I would expect that if things were to remain similar, the same momentum would be carried forward. I expect, again, revenue to grow by a similar number, and hopefully we'll double profits again. So that's what we're looking forward to. Secondly, we're also looking to step into everyday banking and kind of launch a variety of new products, current accounts being the first, which we should expect to do the second half of the year, and hopefully investments as well.
And just in terms of the rollout of new products, what do you expect the pace of iteration to be there? Obviously, second half of the year for current account launch, and you've got other plans like investments, mortgages.
We're also expecting investments to be in the second half of the year, though that is contingent on a regulatory permission, so I can't fully confirm when that would be, but I expect that to be also in the second half of the year if things go to plan.
And just in terms of how that product looks like, more of a kind of measured investments products, I suppose, and looking at like long-term investments and savings.
So I think when we step back, if you look at the average UK customer, retail person on the street, they invest a lot less in kind of stocks and shares, and I think that's not great for them, particularly if you compare them to any other OECD country. So that's not great for them in terms of how their savings grow. It's also not great for the London stock market or for kind of British companies in general. So we do think that introducing more people into long-term investments is a good thing overall, and it's a win-win proposition, and that's what we would like to do.
Totally, and taking a step back and looking at kind of the broader UK fintech scene, Zopa being one of those, a long time story in this market. How do you see and view the UK fintech landscape currently? Obviously, this is one that is globally recognised, has its challenges as well in terms of kind of barrier to entrepreneurship and growth and that kind of next stage scaling of a business towards IPO and beyond. Where do you kind of see the UK in this story right now?
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of great things about kind of being in the UK. I think it attracts global talent. It has relative stability in terms of policy, which is very helpful. There is huge digital adoption amongst people in the UK, which means they're open to trying out new brands and allows kind of companies to establish themselves. Again, the regulatory framework is reasonably okay to establish a company here, and there is good access for kind of smaller size companies as well. I think you're right that some of the challenges are in the scaling space, and I think I've been very encouraged by what I've seen from the government in terms of wanting to change some of that. The depth of participation in the UK capital market is one of them. The listing reforms that have already happened are helpful. And the third, which is probably the toughest one, is the regulatory side of things, where I do feel that back in 2015, 2016, the UK was seen as one of amongst the forefront in terms of promoting competitiveness, innovation. And now I think we have maybe shifted more towards prioritizing safety and soundness to an extent where growth has fell behind. And I think that's where, again, the government is pushing on the right things, and what we would like to see is maybe just a bit more faster movement there to really make UK the #1 place again on fintech.